conscience, doesn't it? Yes. Now, consent. Yes, yes, yes. A voluntary yielding to what to another purposes or desires. Yeah. An agreement, an approval, or permission regarding some act or purpose, especially given voluntarily. By a competent person, legally effective assent. Yes. Consent is an affirmative defense to assault, battery, and relative torts, as well as torts of defamation, invasion of privacy, conversion, and trespass. Consent may be a defense to a crime if the victim has the capacity to consent and if the consent negates an element of the crime or thwarts the harm that the law seeks to prevent. The Model Penal Code 2.11. Yes. Now, since I never gave consent for the publicity of my sons, yes. And since you never gave me the availability of appearing in court for the dissolution of marriage, yes. And you didn't have the consent of the United Nations to dissolve it. I'm kind of thinking that I am going to sue you for invasion of privacy. Yes. The defamation of myself when you put it in publication. And then the torts known as trespass. Yes. Now, conversion is similar to compounding. Do you remember that, prosecuting attorney? Conversion is very similar to compounding of a crime. Now, I'm going to want these $100 billion tort lawsuits against every sheriff of the state of Washington. Okay. And I'm going to take your fucking retirement. You understand right now. Because you refuse to acknowledge the law of the state of Washington that is your duty, yes, when you have knowledge of a crime, yes, within the jurisdiction that you're at, yes, that you do have to file a written complaint of the offense of the law of the state. Now, publicity consent form. I did not give consent that any picture of my sons would be in any publication. And for any and all newspapers throughout the United States, yes, that don't think this publicity consent form is important, yes. As a father, I will sue every newspaper, Seattle Times, yes, Spokesman Review, LA, boo, Chicago Tribune, the Wall Street Journal, Time Magazine. I will sue the world's largest newspapers for not making sure that the parental consent that is given on a minor's behalf by at least one parent, yes, or legal guardian or by another person properly authorized to act. Now, you can't say that my wife was properly authorized to act as giving consent to the publicity when you didn't have the authority. So get me the newspapers because I'm going to make sure it's to establish that any school district in the United States that authorizes the publicity of any student in any school district in any form of media makes absolutely sure that the parent that is signing it, yes, did actually have properly authorized to act for the minors, yes, for the minor to engage in or submit to a specified activity. Now, when you issue that dissolution of marriage, I'm suing every newspaper of the United States of America and quite possibly other nations for knowingly allowing for the violating of the parental.